Hey friend, it's Ange here, and today in the podcast, I want to share with you something that's been helping me have more fun in my life. It's a mindset shift, and then what happens is it leads to what I believe me attracting really awesome opportunities in my life and me enjoying my life more. So I gotta share it with you. All right, you may have heard me talk about this on the podcast before. It's one of my favorite mantras, so I do say it often. It's this: I am intentional, but I'm unattached. I'm intentional, but I'm unattached. What I'm advocating for you to do is to be the kind of person that shows up with intention. You set an intention for your day, you set an intention for your weekend, whatever it is, for you to have fun, for you to enjoy that time, but you're not attached to what it looks like. Sometimes people plan, and I'm a huge advocate of planning, but sometimes they plan with a catabolic energy. What I mean by that is they're bringing that low energy into their planning, where they're like, I've set the plan and it needs to work out this way. And if it doesn't, they're upset about it. You might know people like that. And when you're around them, when their plan doesn't work out the way they want, they're generating all that energy that's like, oh, it sucks like to be around them. Like I'm thinking of someone right now, and what they actually say is, that was not a part of the plan. And you're like, what plan? First of all, you didn't even know of their plan, but they're thinking like maybe they planned out where you were going to eat or what activity you were going to do, and you decided something else or it didn't work out that way. And then they're just like so mad it didn't work out that way. They're not even open to receiving something new and something great because they're so attached to the plan. So, this is where I'm advocating for you to be someone who is intentional but unattached. And even when I'm working with my clients, we get really intentional about, oh, this is what you want for your career. But you're like, hey, God, hey, I'm making my desires known. This is what I desire. This is what I want. But I'm open. If you got something better for me, I'm open for that. I'm not attached to what it looks like, but I'm intentional about wanting to feel this way. I'm intentional about wanting to use these gifts, etc. It's approaching it with that kind of energy. So that's what I've been doing around like me having more fun in my life. So let me get to a story real quick. So this past weekend, we celebrated Easter, but I went into the weekend with no like solid, clear plan. In fact, earlier in the week, like I think weeks before Easter, I had been asking my husband, what do you want to do for Easter? And he was like, I don't know. You know how like you ask people like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. And then you got to figure it out. Like you get annoyed by that. Like that happens to me. So I was just like, okay, well, I know for me, I want the kids to see the Easter Bunny. I want to take a picture of my babies with the Easter Bunny because I think it's cute. I just want to do that. So I was like, I'm going to set that intention, but I'm not attached to what it looks like. So an older version of me would have had a full out plan of where we're going, what we're doing at what time, blah, blah, blah. Like, but then I would have been attached to it if it didn't work out that way. Like this version of me is like, hey, God, my intention is I want to see the Easter Bunny. However you want to bring it into my life, I'm open. It's like it feels like there's space there. I'm open for it. And this is how I've been planning things out more. Like I set the intention, but it's not like, I don't know, I'm not tight gripping stuff. So what happened was it was Saturday. I go down after like getting all the kids ready, and I'm sitting on the couch and I'm drinking my coffee, and my son has like colored all over his entire face with a black marker, and he has ate some of the marker, all the things. I can just picture it right now. There's a mess everywhere. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like sitting there, the baby's next to me, and my husband's there, and I'm like voice ranting to ChatGPT. And I was like, hey, I want to see the Easter Bunny this weekend. I want the kids to see the Easter Bunny. Where can we see the Easter Bunny within an hour radius of our home? And it came back and it gave me an option. It was like, oh, you can do the Easter train ride and, take the kids on that, and the Easter Bunny will be around for that. And I was like, well, this sounds fun. This is cool. So like in that moment, I just immediately booked it. I was like, does this sound good to you? And he's like, yeah, cool. Booked it. It was a rainy day. We end up getting the kids around. We go out and we go do the train ride, and y'all, it was so much fun. We brought Zion on the train. He's under 2 years old, just under two, and he's like looking out the window. I got the baby, and she was all chill the entire time. She's like a Zen baby, which thank you God that I have a Zen baby, because my first child was Zen and him didn't go in the same sentence. Zion and Zen didn't fit in the same sentence. Anyways, he's my wild child and I love him. But anyways, so we had them on the train. It all went well. It was really fun. And then when we got out, like the Easter Bunny was around, and Zion ended up crashing the ages 2 to 4 Easter egg hunt because he's not 2 yet, but he still went out there, got some eggs, made himself happy, and it was just fun to like have my kids out there. And it was like a unique experience because I've never been on one of those like train rides, the like themed train ride or anything like that. So it was so fun. And I'm thinking like this was fun. And then the fun kept coming, y'all. After that event, we ended up finding a cool place to eat. And when we had walked in with the two littles, we like pushed them in and people at the bar were like cheering and it was like, oh, bet you're regretting going in that door because we went in the bar door instead of the restaurant door. And they were like so excited though to see the kids. And they were like, bring them over here, let's see the babies. So I was like showing them. And then one guy was like, I bet you they're twins. They have to be twins because we had two strollers. And I was like, no, it's actually just like two under two. But it was like, it brought them so much joy and it was fun and they were laughing. And because there was like, it was basically a group of like older men and older ladies hanging out at the bar. So then we went and we ate and like it was a peaceful dining experience. Say what? Like most of the time I don't even bring my kids to go eat because my toddler wants to like run around and jump on the counters and it's chaos and I have the baby. It's like it's not a relaxing experience. But this one was. It was so chill. Like he was hanging out like in his stroller. We were giving him snacks, opening up eggs for him, and it was such a fun dining experience. Then we went on a really awesome hike afterwards. And it was a good day, such a fulfilling day. And it was a rainy day on top of it, and it was kind of cold. But I enjoyed the day, and I felt like it was because of the energy I brought into the day, starting with my mantra. I'm intentional, but I'm unattached. And that's why I want to plan more like this. I want to be like, my intention is, and I fill in the blank, and I'm like, but hey, God, you want to come in? You want to like open the door to any other way? You want to make this happen in my life? I'm here for it. I'm open for it. So I just wonder what it would be like if you started approaching life like that more. Instead of feeling like you have to have this full out, drawn out plan that is so clear, so specific about your life or where you're headed or what you want to do. What if you're just like set intentions and you open your palms and you're like, hey, God, I'm here for this. Like whatever you have for me that's better than this. Like I always like to do the prayer of this or something better. But you're called to make your desires known. So make the desire known that you want to have more fun, you want to enjoy your life, and maybe there's a specificity there. Like I remember when I wanted I don't know why this pops up in my mind, but like when I wanted a gray cat, like my husband wanted to get two cats and we had one already, he wanted another one. This is early on in our marriage, and I didn't want another one. This is before I found out about the cat litter that I use. Okay, this is a side note. We can side note for this because I hate the smell of cat pee. Like, who likes cat pee? No one's like, can I get that in a candle? Like, no one's doing that, right? So no one likes cat pee. But anyways, I was like, I don't want a house that smells like cat pee. And if you have multiple cats, it's like really gonna smell like cat pee. Like, I remember early on in our marriage, me thinking this. But then, y'all, I found out about I use pine pellets, equine pine pellets that you can get at like a farm store, like Tractor Supply or something like that. Rural King or one of those types of farm stores. And you get like equine pine pellets. You can get like a big bag, like a 40-pound bag. It's like $6 or something like that. And it's way cheaper than litter. And it smells like pine because that's all it is. So it doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. And then you use that for your cat litter. And the reason I found out about this was because when I had a pig back in the day that was litter trained, he would go into the cat litter, which was, or no, his litter, sorry. His litter was pine pellets, and the cats would go into his litter. And I was like, wait, y'all can have the same litter? And it smelled so much better because it like didn't have that nasty pee cat smell. The reason I'm telling you this is you might know a cat owner, you might be one yourself, and you might need to do the switch. And if you do the switch, you want to start blending in the other kind of cat litter with your pine litter and before to make that easy transition. Just saying, I know I had a side note real quick. But anyways, what was my point? My point was the cat popped up in my mind, the gray cat. And I remember setting that intention, like, so I told my husband, I was like, I don't really want another cat. The only way I'd get another cat is if it was gray. Like, if it was gray, then I'd be open to it. And then the next week, my friend, who's another yoga teacher, she ended up finding a cat in a parking or in a garage. She didn't know my intention, or at the gas station. I can't think right now. At the gas station, she found this little cat, and it was gray. And she calls us, and she's like, "Andrew, just found this cat. Do you guys want it?" And I was like, "What does it look like?" And she's like, "It's just solid gray." And I was like, oh man, this is a sign. Like God wants us to have this freaking cat. So we ended up getting the cat. And what I forgot to add to that was I like fat cats. And I forgot to say I want a fat gray cat. Instead, I got a gray cat who's like this like tiny little runt of a cat. And we've had her for like 9 years now. And she's just like a little cat. But I would have like set some more intentions. My point is, so the point is that you can set an intention and like your words are powerful. Like even says that in the Bible. Like God made it that way. Like your words have energy attached to it. Things are always like you're attracting things into your life. It's like, so set the intentions for what you want, but add a little specificity. That was my point of that story. Add a little specificity. Like for me, I didn't say, I just want to have fun this weekend. I want to set the intention of having fun. I was like, I want us to see the Easter Bunny. So there was like some clarity there, right? It wasn't crystal clear. I don't think it has to be because I think you can be open. You can be unattached to it. So it's kind of like the gray cat situation. I want a gray cat. And then here came, like, I would have added to that and said, like, a fat gray cat because I like big cats. And this, like I said, she's a little runty. But my point is that add the specificity. So, like, do that. Play with this. So, first off, you're going to leave this episode thinking, I'm intentional, but I'm unattached. I'm intentional, but I'm unattached. Can you write down a sticky note? Can you place it somewhere that you can see this? And then think is, what is your intention? As you move into making plans, think what my intention is to insert what that looks like, what it may feel like, and then say, hey, God, this or something better. I'm open to however you want to bring it into my life. And it's so cool and fun to see because then you're like, how's he going to do it? Like, I don't know. You just approach this life with this really good energy. All right, something to think about. I hope you enjoy this episode and you have an awesome day. Bye.